Once, this was a national center for mining.
Today, this is what's left. So where did this all go wrong?
This is a story of loss and struggle. This is a story of mystery and oversight. This is Picher, the most toxic town in America. Located 8 miles northeast of Miami, Oklahoma, on the border with Kansas, there isn't a lot left of Picher that's recognizable as a town.
But first, we have to find out how we got here.
The town began on a land claim in 1913 after lead and zinc were discovered in the soil, and in March of 1918, Picher was incorporated as a community, named after O.S. Picher, owner of the Picher Lead Company. In 1926, the population peaked at 14,252 residents at the height of the mining period. The mines in Picher made it one of the most productive sites in the tri-state mining district. When mining activities finally ceased in 1967, the pumping of water out of the mines also stopped, causing them to flood. It's believed that today there is 25 billion gallons of water in the mines underneath Picher. This contaminated water began to seep up out of the ground around 1973, and in 1983 the EPA added Tar Creek to the National Superfund site. Within the Tar Creek site, there are 1,400 mine shafts, of which 450 are still open to this day. In 2000, the population of Picher had dropped to just 1,640. And in 2006, the state of Oklahoma and the EPA finally stepped in and began to buy out Picher due to health and safety hazards in and around the town. That same year, the Army Corps of Engineers did a survey and found that 86% of the buildings in Picher were in imminent danger of collapse due to the extreme undermining that had occurred. It had been discovered that some areas were excavated so close to the surface that roots of trees above ground could be seen in the caverns. A collapse in 1967 took 9 homes with it. Another hazard to the town was the lead itself. The massive chat piles that surround the town were more harmful than first thought. People used the chat to build roads, fill driveways, or their children's sandboxes. Kids would even go ride bikes or run in the chat piles.
Oh man, that's violent motion. Debris. Oh, there's some major damage up here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. This looks like a war zone. Look at that tree, was completely uprooted.
There's nothing left. There's no foliage. There's nothing.
On May 10, 2008, Picher was hit by an EF4 tornado ravaging the south part of the community.
The head of FEMA saw firsthand today the damage left behind in Picher. Governor Henry took them on a tour of the tornado-ravaged town.
Picher was shrinking. Some believe the storm didn't just level homes, it also dealt a fatal blow to the entire town.
Yeah, we were scared. How could you not be?
20 blocks were damaged, with many houses or structures completely leveled. 8 people were killed and 150 were injured.
Governor Brad Henry got a first-person look at the destruction walking through the neighborhood wasteland.
Well, we're just fortunate there weren't more fatalities.
State officials decided to continue buyouts and not fund rebuilding the town.
It just wouldn't make sense, in my view, for people to rebuild in the Tar Creek Superfund site.
Picher, plagued by the effects of lead and zinc mining, is the nation's largest Superfund site and in the midst of a federal buyout. The tornado won't stop that.
And if anything, I think the storm may hasten the process rather than slow the process.
In April of 2009, residents voted 55-6 to dissolve the Picher-Cardin School District, with the last class of 11 graduating in May of that year. By June 29th, all of the buyout checks had been delivered, and on September 1st, 2009,
The Picher City Hall is closed for good tonight.
And the city ceased governing operations. The municipality was officially dissolved on November 26, 2013.
This is Oklahoma's own News on 6 in high definition. Tonight, a Green Country mother talks face to face with a suspect in her daughter's death.
Ronnie Busick is in the Craig County Jail right now facing 4 counts of first-degree murder in the 1999 Freeman and Bible murders and kidnappings.
In more recent news, Picher is possibly the burial site of 2 teenagers who were kidnapped from Welch, Oklahoma in 1999 and never heard from again.
You want to tell me where my niece is at?
I wish I could. I don't have a clue.
I just want him to be truthful and tell us where she is. We feel like that he knows. Just tell us.
18 years later, and the family of Laura Bible is still waiting for answers.
I'm sorry, don't get my niece back here.
He knows something that I need to know, and you couldn't have been at the Freemans and not know.
Witnesses later reported hearing suspects say that the girls are buried in a mine shaft somewhere underneath Picher. The last living suspect, Ronnie Busick, was arrested in April 2018 and extradited back to Tulsa, Oklahoma for trial. He is charged with 4 counts of murder, kidnapping, and arson. With all that in mind, let's head into the site. Lovely. It's so quiet out here, I can hear the camera fans running. This is insane. You can just see all over this little neighborhood southeast of Picher, it's still in Picher, evidence of the tornado damage from 10 years ago. Yeah, there's just all sorts of house debris lying around here. There's pieces of concrete, boards, siding. What's left of this house? This brick from the chimney that used to be there. Wow. You can see there's just a barrel wrapped around a tree from the tornado. And some more debris over there wrapped around that tree. And there's just trees laying here all over the place from where this tornado came through. There's crosses here for the 4 people who probably died up in that house up there during the tornado. It's a shame. Another makeshift memorial. So this is basically what's left of Treese, Kansas. There's some houses in the field over there, but for the most part, it's all gone.
So what's being done to clean up this mess?
The Environmental Protection Agency is celebrating a milestone in the cleanup at the Tar Creek Superfund site in Ottawa County.
Towns once near the old mining sites are ghost towns pretty much, but the agency says lead levels have fallen in children who live in the area and are now at acceptable levels.
Since the remediation began, 309,787 tons of chat have been sold. The chat has also been used to fill the abandoned mine shafts in hopes of lessening the cave-in risk. Contaminated soil is being removed and replaced with new, clean soil, and a passive water treatment system has been developed.
Unfortunately, these remediation efforts can never fully reverse the damage that's been done to this area from years of flawed practices and lack of awareness. Hopefully, the lessons learned from these mistakes can prevent another town from claiming the title of the most toxic town in America.